they closed the gangplank area for just a little bit because another ship coming.
I guess it's coming in the other side because between us, I went up to the rail a little while ago and I just kind of studied. And I could tell from contrast that there's no ship beside us here when we're facing out the way we are. And there's enough water to probably put 2 ships in. And then there's the whole coastline right there. There's all these buildings and stuff. I can't tell what anything is, but I can tell that there's land exactly probably 2 widths of cruise ships over there. And on the other side of us, I think a pier probably comes all the way down beside the ship. But they have to shut it down because what if the other ship does something wrong? They don't want passengers to be out there in between the 2 ships. But yeah, I love this place. Yeah, it's on a Royal Caribbean Voyager and Freedom class ships. This is my favorite place on the ship. And I'll tell people, the deck 4 promenade is what I call it on that. And people go, I've been on every one of those ships. I don't know what you're talking about. The deck 4 promenade. And I'm like, yeah, the deck 4 promenade. Outside goes all the way around the ship. And they're like, there's a deck that goes all the way around the ship. And I'm like, yeah, you remember when you went to your lifeboat drill when you went outside and you stood out there? And they go, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's the deck 4 promenade. And they're like, you can go out there? We thought that was off limits unless it was for a lifeboat drill. And I'm like, no, it's not off limits. It's just no fun if you want to come out here and party because there's no party chairs, party tables, there's nothing to lay on and get a suntan. And there's no sun comes in here because the lifeboats are sitting up above us. And the crew come out here. I did have a bar waitress on a couple of them that would see me out here, and there was a little Croatian girl that came out. On the last cruise I was on, actually, a little Croatian girl came out of a bar, and she said, I've seen you out here the last 3 or 4 days. Do you want a drink? And she brought me a beer.
Nice.
And she was really cute. And Cindy was out here. She came out and they started talking. And she said, I see your husband out here with his dog. And I thought, I'll come outside. And so she come out on her break, but she brought me a beer. I bought it, but she brought me a beer. So
Yeah.
it's fun. It's not hectic. I like this peacefulness out here. Plus, we have the whole ship to ourselves today anyway.
Well, I'd say after this, you'll be coming back with quite a tan if you didn't have one already all this time outside.
Yeah. It's nice sunny weather. Yeah, I've been out a little bit. I'm out quite a bit at home, so I'm not as Irish white as I usually would be back in Arkansas or something. Cindy keeps telling me, you're pretty tan. I'm like, yeah, I'm extremely Irish. I don't really tan. I go from white to red back to white. But living in Florida has been good for that. But if I move somewhere else, I'll probably go back to being an extremely white Irish guy. But again, you don't get skin cancer, so.
Right. Yeah, well, guys, we're here. I actually got the meerkat to work, and so you've been hearing our illustrious group leader, Kyle, very loquacious, 10 words to my one, but he's having a good time.
And all I've had to drink is coffee and water today, so there's some sort of record to be set there.
Whoa.
But most of the bars are closed on board the ship because everybody's ashore, so. But yeah, we're just out here taking advantage of one of the secrets of cruise vessels is the otherwise lifeboat muster station deck, which most passengers think is off limits to passengers, but it's not. It's just no fun because there's no bar. So those of us who want some peace on a ship with 2,000 to 2,500 passengers on board come out here and just enjoy this little deck out here. And Kathy found me, came out with some crew member, brought her out here.
Yep, Natasha from South Africa. She was in the spa. I went to replenish some of my LMS products that you get mainly on cruise ships unless you know how to order direct, which I have at one point, but I figured I'd take advantage of the opportunity while I was here.
Yeah.
So I got the Muscle Ease oil and the Frangipani oil, which smells really good. And I went shopping at the perfume store yesterday and bought some Armani Code that I've been hearing about for ages. So it's good to finally have it and to know that it's as good as they say it is. I put it on today. You smell it? Yeah, anyway,
Are you getting good connection there with the Wi-Fi?
let's see. Yeah, Tammy says, thanks, Kyle.
Hey.
And she says, hope you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And she said hi to me. Thanks, Tammy. Thanks for the restream.
The only reason I'm not ashore is because my guide dog is down here right in front of me on the ground here. And I don't want to take my dog ashore. So,
Yeah.
and I've been to Cozumel probably, I don't know, 25, 30 times. So, not that I wouldn't go again, but it's too much trouble to take a dog ashore, and there's a lot of strays. And also, the Mexican government and the U.S. government has somehow had a little phone call conference and decided they're both going to stick it to us when we bring a dog.
Really?
Yeah, the Mexicans want us to do some kind of paperwork and then pay a fee. And then the USDA wants us to do some other paperwork and pay a fee if we bring a dog back that can go. So I
goodness.
I told Carnival Cruise Lines I'm not going ashore. And so I was able to get around most of that paperwork. I still had to do a health certificate with my veterinarian, which cost me a little bit. But, you know, one thing you always notice when you're in a lot of places, and Cozumel just happens to be one of them, is that there's dogs kind of roaming around. They don't hurt anything. They're not vicious or anything, but they're just kind of strays that are just kind of roaming. And I don't want to have a problem between my dog and one of those or something. So I'll just stay on this ship.
Yeah.
And we have our own private cruise ship. Probably out of 2,000 passengers on this ship, there's probably maybe 200 still on the ship. Everybody's ashore. So Kathy and I basically have a giant 3-football field long, 15-story high yacht right now. So if anybody needs to borrow any money, we're obviously filthy rich, or we wouldn't have such a huge yacht to ourselves. There's some other ships here. I think the Princess vessel is in port. Maybe an Azamara vessel. Another vessel just came alongside on our starboard side over there, but I don't know what ship it is. So that means on the island are probably 2, 3, 5, 6, maybe 8, 9,000 cruise passengers roaming around shopping. So who has the better deal? Us with our own private cruise ship, or all those people bumping into each other?
Azamara, are they an equivalent of, say, Crystal, or are they more like a river cruise?
That would be a perfect comparison. Yeah. They're very much like Crystal in that same luxury cruise line realm. Yeah, like Seabourn. And Crystal, yes, absolutely.
I don't know anyone who's been on Azamara.
We have not been on it. We've had some. Cindy's had cruise clients that she's booked on them, but we haven't done. We've been offered to go on them several times. We just couldn't go. They asked us if we'd like to go try it out. I was down in where was that? Punta Arenas, Chile, and there was an Azamara ship there, and I was on a Princess cruise ship, and I tried to be really smooth and work out a deal to where they'd let me get on the Azamara ship and ride it back up to Valparaiso, and it didn't work. And back in the old days, 20 years ago in the cruise business, agents would be able to do that. You get on a ship and show up at a port like Cozumel, and you can just grab your bag like a flight attendant or a pilot does in the airline industry and go get on and go deadhead on another cruise ship back. But the modern system, security and rules and regulations, they don't really like that anymore.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it now because of the dog, but rules.
If it's okay to ask, is Cuba getting a little more adjusted to where she has to do her business?
Yeah. What happens is when you're going to bring a guide dog on board a ship or a service dog of any type, you have to you need to register it with them first ahead of time to let them know, so they know to set up a release station for the dog. And on every cruise line, they find new and innovative ways to come up with some crazy scheme for where the dog's going to go and how they're going to do it. And recently I was on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and on the very back stern of the Deck 4 Promenade, they had put a big 5x4 box with cedar and she didn't like that. We had a little problem with that because she was like, I'm not going on that. What is that? I don't know what that is. But she finally did because, it's got to come out eventually.
Yeah.
And same thing here. My wife gets kind of upset. She's like, but she hasn't gone to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, you know, I may just be an old dumb paramedic, but I'm figuring the excretory system is going to kick in automatically at some point. Something's got to happen. So here they have a box here to my left actually, and they have doggy litter in it. I've never seen this before. It's some kind
I never heard of that.
They look like little stones. They're like little rocks, like just like a little rock, maybe they're 2.5 inches diameter little rocks. And she gets in there and she doesn't like stepping on it at all. But see, this is where the extensive training of a guide dog works against them, because she spent the first 2 years of her life absolutely positively being trained that you don't go on streets, or unless you're given a command to. If you lived in Manhattan or something, you had to go outside and use a sidewalk. But she's not supposed to go on stuff like this. She looks for grass. And then I have to lengthen her lead out and actually give her leave to actually relieve herself. So I brought her up here, and she just looked at this and said, you know what you can do with that box, Mr. Kyle. And she didn't go the first day, and then yesterday morning I got up, brought her up here, and what's funny is I was like, I don't know, maybe she doesn't know that she's supposed to go in that box. And she had me fooled, because yesterday morning I brought her up here. I put her on long lead. The second I put her on long lead, she leaped in the box and peed. So I was like, you little crap, you knew all the time what that box was for. She was just holding up, to see if I found her a better spot. But so she's fine. She's not eating much, but that's another typical guide dog thing. They train so heavily to not overeat and to not overdrink, so they don't expel that much. That when they're traveling, a lot of times they don't eat or drink as much as they would at home. So I've been feeding her by hand. I've been taking just some IAMS hard food and just putting it in my hand. If I put it in my hand, she'll eat it no matter what. And so I feed her a cup every once in a while, and then and so that food is such good quality that she actually utilizes most of it, so there's not much waste. And then I just carry water with me everywhere and give her a drink. She's used to living in Tampa Bay. I had a couple of guys walk by here. A couple of guys I was talking to that are in the military. They were walking by. I was chatting with them, and they said, "How's she handling this heat?" And I said, "Well, we live in Tampa Bay, so it actually feels pretty nice out here." She's from Connecticut, but she has acclimated over the past couple of years to 80-degree year-round average.
Well, good. I'm glad she's doing all right.
Yeah, she's fine. She's down there. She's probably asleep. No, she's looking. She's just looking around. I was going to take her over to the rail a little while ago, and I was going to do a check-in on Swarm or Facebook or something, and I was going to take a picture of her with her back to the island over there.
Yeah, and well, I've been meaning to say it. Like, I hope you're talking to me isn't distracting you from what you wanted to do. I mean, I can be quiet.
No. I've been out here since 10, and it's about probably 1 now, and I've been reading an audiobook sitting out here. I had some coffee I brought out here with me, and then a crew member took the coffee back when he saw I was done with it. He just grabbed it, and I read an audiobook for a while, and then I decided to get online and check my email and around on Facebook a little bit, and then quickly became bored with that.
Yeah, it's 107. I just checked. It's 107.
What are folks doing? What are folks saying?
Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, I checked that from my status bar. And they said it was 107.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, and very cool info. Have fun, Tammy says.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.
David says hello. Hi, David.
Hi
Sorry
there.
it took me a little while to catch up with you. And David restreamed it. Thanks a lot. And he likes it. Thank you very much.
We're out here on our private yacht because everybody else is ashore, so it's our private yacht. 3 football fields long.
Yeah, in other words, I've read everything already. So what's going on, David? Yeah, so it's been very interesting. Peace Love Dumps, and Layla Paris's room phone is constantly busy, and I asked Mary about it, and she said she didn't know anything about the phone. I mean, I don't know if somehow it got knocked off the hook or not, but it's just been very weird. I mean, no matter when you call it, it's busy, and I know I've been dialing the right thing because I ran it past, whoever at guest services, and that's been a story in itself when you can get a hold of them. It's the no. I mean, on other places they answer generally right away, and you don't have to wait long on hold. Yeah, but this has been the worst. And so anyway, they said, yeah, you have the right cabin number and you're dialing the right combo, for what goes in front of it. So I actually had to wrote someone to writing a message to slide under the door, to say to call me and can we work out getting some Mexican vanilla and chocolate, for me to pay you for, because I got plenty of money here. I can afford that. I don't think it should be more than $10. And Leela did tweet me, which I got saying, she thought we could work it out.
She's ashore with my wife right now.
Mm-hmm.
Leela and a couple of other folks that are in the group. I don't know if Mary went out with them. I know Leela was.
She went snorkeling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Leela was. I saw her down before I came up here. She was with my wife getting ready to go ashore. They were going to go in, hit this shopping area right here at the pier, and then go to the taxi queue and grab a taxi and go into the downtown area of San Miguel. And one of the guys in our party wants to buy a diamond for his newlywed wife. And so
right.
My wife has become quite the expert at helping with that. She's gone ashore several times and helped people select a diamond, an unset diamond, so you can bring it back to the States without all the customs charges.
Well, probably why I didn't go was, they had told me at guest services when I could raise someone that you'd have to walk for the better part of 10 minutes before you could get a taxi.
That would be about right. Yeah, that would be about right. Because it's when you exit that starboard forward the deck 2 gangway there, you're going to hit a side pier, and then it's going to go out and hit a main forward pier, and you walk about, I don't know, probably a couple hundred yards on that at least. And then you go, in the old days, you just walked down to the end of the pier and there were thousands of
Yeah.
Now they've built this kind of forced shopping experience. So you don't have any choice but go through it's just smart merchandising, is that you're going to have to pass through all their shops and bars and stuff. And no.
She's already gone?
No. She's had plenty of opportunities.
Okay, guys, I guess I might think about ending this. So it's been real, and you have some idea what's going on. What?
You shot some paper.
Okay. Oh, yeah, my information, like how to reach you, and my confirmation numbers and all that good stuff.
Okay, we're hungry. Leela and I are hungry. Leela will be down here in a second.
Okay, well, when Leela gets here, we can all go to
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry too.
Yeah. I never ate my banana either. How about that?
I had a banana this morning.
Yeah, I stowed mine, put it in my backpack.
A lady took a banana on the shore.
Uh-oh.
This dog sneaked it out.
Oh, really?
Took it away from her.
See, that's what I'm saying. Those dogs